Hi, I'm Alex. It's very nice to meet you.
Alex, Samantha, very nice to meet you too. Thank you for seeing me today.
Totally fine. So how's your day going so far?
Not too bad, thank you. Yes, good.
Did you find the place okay?
Yeah, sure, it was no
Oh,
problem.
very glad to hear that. So is this your first time seeing a lawyer, or have you done it before?
No, this is my first time.
Well, it's nothing to be nervous about. We're just here to solve any issues that you might have, answer any questions. Of course, the law is quite a complicated thing, and it can help to have someone that can put it into plain English for you. So, what brings you here today?
Two reasons. I'm here to get some advice on preparations with regards to my mother's final years. I live with my mother, and I've noticed that there are a few things that she's sort of said and done behaviour-wise that might indicate that she's got a few sort of mental health issues, which I guess is normal given her age. I'm the youngest of four children, and so there's that. And also, too, she's been asking me a lot about wanting to change her will. So I thought I would come in and ask a few questions about what we would need to do or what the process for that is before I brought her in, so that she and I can sort of chat a bit more fully about what that would entail before she actually came in to see you.
Well, of course, it's quite a big thing to change your will. It's a serious document, so it would help. So, how was your mother looking at changing the will? What differences was she looking to make?
The biggest difference is she's talking about in her original will, the house that we both live in is obviously left between the four of us, her children, equally.
Of course.
She's actually talking about leaving it solely to me. And there are a number of reasons for that. One is obviously I live with her and I help take care of her, and she has grateful for that. But more importantly, this is her family home, the home she grew up in, and she wants to keep it within the family. Now, obviously, financially, I can't, and she knows I can't afford to buy my three siblings out of the stake in the house. I mean, it's not a huge house. It's just a little two-bedroom semi in the eastern suburbs. But I can't afford to buy them out. And obviously, if she leaves it equally amongst the four, my three siblings are all well established with lives and families and homes of their own. So it would be sold.
Totally.
And so that's part of the reason as well.
Okay, so just quickly, how long has the house been in the family?
She grew up there, so I don't know when her parents bought it, but maybe she's almost 80, so, between 80 and 90 years, let's say.
So,
I'm not
quite a
100%
big
sure.
part of the family.
It is, yeah, and holds a lot of memories for her, obviously.
And how long have you been living there with your
Uh,
mother?
for about, I think I moved in about 5-6 months ago to help take care of her.
And what were you doing before that?
I was actually living in Victoria, so I moved up and moved in with her. I was in between jobs, and she wasn't doing 100% well on her own. So I thought the best move was, while I had the opportunity to move back to Sydney, help look after her.
Of course. So, with wanting to change your mother's will, would you like to know how we'd go about that?
Well, yes, I would. I mean, obviously, this is a big change. What would she need to do? And as I said before, there have been a couple of things that she's sort of said and done. She keeps thinking things are being taken from the house just because they're not where she thought they were, or that we have a carer that comes in during the day for a couple of hours to help look after her while I'm at work. And she keeps complaining that they're stealing her food. And I don't think they are. I think what's happening is because part of their job is to make her lunch, and they sit down and eat lunch with her. Obviously, there's less food in the fridge, but I don't think they're actually stealing food. So I'm a little worried that maybe mentally she's declining a little bit.
Has she spoken to your siblings about the change that she wants to make to the will, or?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So the only issue that could lead to is a challenge, because of course you said your mother's mental health may be deteriorating.
Correct.
So if it is seen that she was not of sound mind, essentially that she wasn't all there when she was making the will, they could challenge and have it reverted back to its previous form when they get the houses. So of course we want to act out your mother's wishes. So we would need to speak to a doctor. It doesn't have to be one recommended by me. It could be her GP, someone she goes to often. They could also give her a referral if they needed to. But just so we can determine that she is of sound mind, just so the doctor can sign off on it. Just so we can avoid any challenges. And she can leave the house to you and at the end of it. And then we'd need to bring her back in here, the medical certificate. We'd talk her through the will, talk through the changes. We'd draft one up, make sure she was happy with it before it was signed and became her will as it stood.
Okay. So she'd need to go and get like a mental competency test of some.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to make sure that she can do the will, that these are her wishes. Because in some cases people take advantage.
Sure.
And so the law does want to protect from that to make sure that everyone gets what they actually do want. Was there anything else your mother wanted to do?
Not as far as I'm aware. That seems to be her main concern at the moment. And so no, changing of the will. I also would like some information on if indeed she is deteriorating mentally, or she gets sick and can't make decisions for herself. How I would go about getting a power of attorney, because obviously at this age anything could happen, next week or the week after. How would we go about getting that done?
So that would be a separate legal document to the will, so it wouldn't be in the will. We would, again, determine her competency. She wants to use a power of attorney. I can't imagine why she wouldn't. When you live with her, you're the child that's closest to her. And once it was all through, that means you would have the power to ensure she got medical treatment. So quite often, I don't know if you're aware, but you need to consent to most surgeries. So you would then be able to consent if she couldn't. Or, as you said, she had carers. You could access her finances to pay for the carers. Are they private or part of the government?
We pay a bit towards them, but they are part of a government scheme, and we pay a little bit towards
so to pay for
the service.
That, or any upkeep on the house, any paying of bills she might have, a phone bill or anything like that. And you'd be able to take over from that and draw down on her finances in situations where she normally would have used it.
Okay.
Are there any other concerns you have?
No, I don't think so. I think that's probably all I've got. If she does pass the competency test and the will gets changed, how likely is it that that if my siblings challenged, that they would be successful?
Well, it's quite low, because once she's passed the mental competency test, it's her actions, and you can leave your will to whoever you want and request it. The only issue that could arise is if she is currently paying for their kids to go to school or for anything like that, they could claim that is something that they are owed and a duty that would have continued past death.
Okay.
But if she's not doing that, it is likely they would challenge, of course, but unlikely it would be successful.
Okay.
Do you know, just before we go, who your mother was looking to make executive for the will? Does she have a lawyer in mind, or?
I have no idea. I haven't seen her original will, so I don't know. I could maybe get I'm pretty sure there's a copy of it somewhere in the house. I could maybe get a copy of that for you, but no, that hasn't been mentioned. I don't know.
So if you go back and you discuss it with her and she decides she wants you to be executor, so that means you would make sure it was all carried out according to plan. Again, you could use some of the money that was left. It was in the duty of being an executor. We can then have you sign that when you come back. So just next time we meet, we'll need the medical certificate and your mother. We'll talk it all over and we'll draft you up a will.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming today. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you very much, Alex. It was nice to meet you.
Hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you.